Well, look, there is nothing quite like driving off the lot in a new car, even if it's just new to you. But 11 Alive News has found that dozens of car buyers in court have been figuring and trying to fight to get the title and the tags that prove that they actually did purchase the car they say they purchased. 11 Alive News senior investigative reporter Rebecca Lindstrom explains.
Most people don't expect to get caught up in an alleged criminal scheme when they buy a used car.
The car was everything I wanted.
But that's what happened to Cornelia Crichton when she bought this vehicle from Columbus Sports and Imports. She loved the car, but couldn't get the title and tag to legally drive it.
I'm calling, I'm getting voicemail. I text, she don't answer.
Before Crichton knew about any of the criminal charges facing the dealership's owner, she filed a civil lawsuit to force Sam and Duff Moore to submit the paperwork. And even though she won a $31,000 judgment, she hasn't seen a dime.
Whatever bond she had already been exhausted paying other victims.
That bond she's referring is the state's legally mandated $35,000 insurance to pay victims in cases like these. But with dozens of people filing complaints, that money didn't go far.
And you never know what the issue actually is.
Well, attorney Jarrett Faber says the accusations against the dealership that sold Crichton's car are unusual. Problems with drivers getting their title and tags are not.
When someone is selling you a car, they are supposed to have a clean title that they can immediately convey to you.
And that process shouldn't take more than 45 days. But Faber says cars get sold all the time that are really stolen or the property of a lender that hasn't been paid. Other times, it's just an administrative problem like a typo on a form.
It's just how you respond to it and whether or not you take prompt action to fix it.
When a used car sale goes bad, often the only recourse is to take the dealer to court. But some buyers say Georgia's civil lawsuit process doesn't seem capable of holding dealers accountable either. Ivana Green won a judgment for $108,000 after Atlanta auto firm sold her a car and failed to submit the paperwork.
They didn't answer me. They did not answer my attorney.
She even reached out on social media. The owner, Jake Meisner, did share this screenshot showing he responded, but it was more than a year later and after the judge ruled on the case.
She reached out to me.
He has yet to pay, and when we caught up with him by phone, Meisner said he probably wouldn't.
No, I have to file bankruptcy.
Both of these women say they had to buy another car to drive while battling to get the first car titled. Neither wanted to run the risk of being pulled over by police.
It's a very southern state, and you don't have any paperwork, nothing. I just hate to think what would happen.
Faber says a hotspot for problems is Facebook Marketplace, where some dealerships allegedly pretend to be individual sellers to avoid licensing. He suggests buying a car from a dealer with a long history of sales and a store you can visit. Essentially, assets to go after if something does go wrong. Rebecca Lindstrom, 11 Alive investigates.
And Rebecca Lindstrom joining us now in the 11 Alive Plus Streaming Center. Rebecca, this is part of an ongoing look that you are taking at the civil litigation portion of our justice system. As we watch that story, a lot of people, they say they want their title and their tags to fix the situation, but when they win in court, they're getting money. Mm-hmm. So what's going on here?
So the money is basically allowed under law as kind of a punishment in a way for them not doing the right thing in the first place. It also is to help them recoup tangible assets, money that they've had to pay out. I mean, both these women, as you heard, they had to buy another vehicle to drive while trying to sort out what was happening with the first car, or some people will rent a vehicle and then drive the rental car thinking that I'm going to get the title and tag any day now kind of thing. And so there's real financial costs associated with this battle. And so this is really the judge saying, hey, we're gonna let this individual be made whole financially for what they've had to go through, and then we're going to allow them, some pain and suffering, some compensation that maybe will tell these used car dealerships to do better in the future. But as you're seeing, a lot of these people just aren't getting that money, let alone the title and the tag. And that's really, I mean, really at the heart of it, that's what they're after, is they bought the car and now they just want to be able to drive the car.
They say, hey, I purchased this. Let me use what I bought.
And you would think that there'd be something maybe with our tax commissioner or with, driver services that would step in and get involved and try to mediate these situations, but there really isn't. If you go onto their website and look for their advice on what you should do in these situations, they say, well, file for an extension. We'll give you a one-time extension to try to sort this out, and then file a lawsuit. So they're directing people to go in that direction as well. And as you mentioned earlier, all of this is just really kind of part of that overall umbrella where we have been looking at the civil system and looking at these cases where people are suing an individual or suing another small business, trying to get accountability. And we're just finding that there's very little in that system that ensures that even when there is a judgment, they are getting that accountability that they're seeking.
I know that you are going to continue to stay on top of this and get some answers for some folks
We're sure
who
gonna try.
are trying to make their way through a system that can be very complicated, even for seasoned attorneys. Rebecca, thank you as always.